work, horrendous, and also mentally very tiring. You felt worthless because you were, because you were listening to, oh, you're in a safe place now. If you stayed out, you would be in trouble, you'd be having children, and, you know, you came from an unmarried home, so basically you were worthless.
That's the psychological message they were drumming into you on a daily basis, to make you feel inferior.
Yes.
And so was your routine very similar to Maureen's routine, that every day you were
every day
up
you got
early?
Up. Yeah, I'm not too sure about the time, to be honest. I thought it was 6:30, but I may be wrong. And you had to go to church. Then you came back and you had your breakfast. Then, where I was, the laundry was very, very busy because public laundry was coming in day after day from different parts of the country. And so if there was a bank holiday, it meant for us that worked in the packing room, you would have had to do extra in the evening. After your supper, you went back to the packing room till 10 o'clock. Then you went to bed. You did the same next day. Next day was work, non-stop. And our recreation consisted of, if we were lucky, around walking around the yard for fresh air with special people. You weren't necessarily walking with people that you know, liked or got on with. And then you came back in and you did iron sweaters, you did embroidery, you did rosary beads. From that, there was no talking. The talking was done just for that brief time out in the fresh air. Then you went to bed and you did the same thing every day, apart from Sunday. But even on Sunday, we used to be called to do cooking, like make sausage rolls, do the washing up, serve the meals.
I want to go back to Sharon, who spent 6 years in a Magdalene laundry. It was the Good Shepherd Magdalene laundry in New Ross. Sharon now lives in England. Sharon, if I can just go back to you. You spent 6 years there and you were 22 when you left it. Mm-hmm. Did you have communication with the other women who were in the laundry with you?
Not that you talked to them about anything personal. It could be mainly about work. We never knew what anybody else was in for because you weren't allowed to talk about it. So no, there wasn't great communication. And the sad thing about it is when we were leaving that place that we weren't allowed even to say goodbye to anyone. We didn't know ourselves that we were leaving. It was this particular place. There was a hospital. This particular hospital was recruiting for cleaners because they couldn't get them. They came to all the religious orders, and that's how we came to be allowed to leave.
Even though you were 22
yes.
and clearly an adult who should have been in charge of her own affairs,
no.
You had no idea that you would have a right to leave this horrendous place. You felt that you had to stay there, that you had no other choice but to stay there.
Yeah, and that I didn't deserve anything better.
And you didn't deserve anything better?
No.
But you did leave. You went to England, Sharon, and then it all started to go bad for you in the 1980s. You had a nervous breakdown as a result of all of this.
Yes, it was horrible. And I'm still taking medication today.
And do you feel you should be compensated for what happened to you, like the people who spent time in these awful industrial schools, and that it has been very unfair that the cruelty that women like you suffered in these places has never really been recognised?
I think it's disgusting. I think it's unfair. You know, we earned a lot of money for these places, and it's so unfair that, no, we're not worthy of anything. It's disgusting.
Do you still think you're not worthy of anything?
I used to think I was worthy of completely nothing, but I am so fortunate in the last couple of years that we have managed to have a group here who for the first time, we were able to talk about our problems, and we didn't feel so disgusting as how we were left to feel. So it's only in the last 3 years in this group that we have that a lot of us have learned to talk about our problems, and that group is fantastic because they're doing so much good for such a lot of people that are just, it's to go into a group where we go, it's horrendous to watch the cases, to listen to them. Yeah, it brings tears to your eyes, but it's very, very sad.
Sharon, if you can stay on the line for us, please. Thank you so much. I want to go back to Maureen O'Sullivan, who spent 2 years in the same laundry as you did, the Good Shepherd Magdalene laundry in New Ross. Maureen, you then went on to spend 2 further stints in 2 other one other laundry and then a home for the blind people as well. And you also worked in the laundry there.
Yes, that's correct. In Dublin, Merriam, in the blind school. I went after New Ross. I went to the Sisters of Mercy in Athy, which I worked in the laundry there.
And that was equally bad, was it?
And that was equally as bad. Dublin wasn't as bad because the blind children were just lovely to work with. They were kind, they were funny, and I got on all right with them.
But you weren't paid for any of the work you did?
No, I wasn't paid, and actually I think I would have been there a lot longer. It was when I brought up, my mother called to see me, and she asked me, she said, you must be starting to get paid for all the work you're doing now. And I said no, and I was going to help her. I said I'd help my mother with bringing up the rest of the children in the second family. And it was when I asked about my pay, I was out of there so quick.
They just thought then, you're trouble, let's get rid of her.
Yes, a few days after, there was a ticket and my case was packed and I was landed at Euston Station and to get off in Carlow.
And what way do you think has your time in these places damaged you?
It was a part of my life destroyed that I'll never get back. I'm getting stronger and I'm starting to heal. Little now.
I know, because every time you think about it, you revisit it, which is the problem with so many of the children who ended up in the industrial schools as well.
Yeah, I think there was a part of my life when I wanted to die. But I have to be strong and sort of, the good is coming out of this now, and the people that are ringing me, I'm trying to help other people. That's keeping me going now.
Because, of course, the women who spend time in the Magdalene laundries, they've never been apologised to by the sisters. There's been no official recognition of the destruction and the damage that was done to them.
No, I went to see 2 of the nuns down in Limerick, because that's where they're resident now, and I went down to see the book that I was registered into, and even the night, taught me, as much as said I was a liar, that no child in the industrial school went down to work in the Magdalene laundry, and that they weren't of the one building.
Terrible, shocking stuff.